Well, good morning, all. It's Matthew Walker here from Wall Fasteners in the New Jersey branch. Just wanted to discuss a few of the unique anchors and the epoxies that we have in our lineup. I wanted to start this morning with the umbrella anchor. Some of the people in the industry call it the shuttlecock, but it is a specifically patented anchor for terracotta. And I'll just run over briefly the installation because this saves worlds of time in the field from other methods that a lot of contractors are doing, which is drilling through to the floor above, doing a fish plate, and hanging down. Just to go over it quickly, I've got the anchor here. We're going to drill a 3/4 hole in the terracotta and get into the hollow section of the terracotta. Once we're into the hollow section, we're going to take our anchor with a threaded rod. I'm using here the nozzle off of our epoxy just to install the anchor into the terracotta. So we've got our hole, we've drilled our 3/4 hole, we take the anchor, we're going to push that up into the terracotta. As we're pushing up, once we get into the hollow section, the anchor is going to open up. The fins are going to pop up in the hollow section. Now, the white part of the anchor is going to be flush with the ceiling, and you have the fins up above. Now I can attach my nozzle to the epoxy, stick it up into the anchor, all the way to the back of the hole, and start ejecting the epoxy out. I tell my customers to do about 5 to 7 pumps of epoxy into the anchor. Now, what that epoxy is doing is essentially is opening up these fins on the anchor. So you're getting about 1 inch to 1.5 inch bowl of epoxy up above the block. Then, when I am done with the 5 to 7 pumps of epoxy up in the anchor, I start backing the epoxy nozzle out, filling the inside of the anchor. Then I take a threaded stud, which I have here is a 4 1/8 long. I take the threaded stud and I thread it into the epoxy all the way to the back of the hole. Now, the very crucial point in this is threading it. So the epoxy is getting into the threads of the threaded rod or threaded stud, so it won't slide out. Now, I let this sit for about 30 to 35 minutes, and it is cured. Then we can apply pressure on it. When I do pull testing, I leave it about 35 minutes, and we get a range of different values, anywhere from 1,000 pounds to even up to 1,500 pounds, because some of the buildings in New York City have a plaster coating over the terracotta, which gives the block a little bit more strength, and that's where we can get our 1,000 to 1,200 to 1,500 pounds. Now, a lot of guys say, well, what happens when it fails? Well, it's typically the terracotta block that's failing, not our anchor that's failing.